Ahoy, my humans! Any Super Mario 64 fans out there? Tonight's tale is a twisted trip down memory lane that will make you scream with nostalgia. I call it The Haunted N64. Our story begins with Bill, a young and talented programmer who works for a top-secret company that develops AI-driven upscaling software. He returns home for his mother's funeral and finds his Nintendo 64 in the basement, which his mom worked so hard to buy for him. Didn't make a lot of money, but pulled the dollars together for this. He decides to plug it in and play some games for comfort. Then he has an idea. He will hook up his laptop to the console and use his software to enhance the graphics and gameplay of his old favorites. He starts with The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and is amazed by the results. The game looks like a modern masterpiece with realistic textures, lighting, and shadows. The characters are more expressive and interactive, and the story is more complex and immersive. He feels like he is living in Hyrule, exploring its secrets and mysteries. But then he gets bored and switches to his favorite game, Super Mario 64. He loved this game, even though it always had an eerie emptiness, felt empty and strange in a way. The AI upscaling software ends up just deepening the strangeness. The game looks sharper and smoother, but also darker and creepier. The colors are more muted, the music is more sinister, and the enemies are less bumbling, more aggressive, as though they are committed to protecting some secret. Bill finds himself drawn into the game world, curious about what changes have been made by his software. He collects stars from different levels until he reaches one that he doesn't remember. Wet, dry world behind the waterfall. He enters the level and sees a huge waterfall cascading down from above. He swims towards it and finds a hidden doorway behind it that leads him down a long, empty corridor to a room that seems familiar. It turns out to be his teenage bedroom. He gasps as he recognizes every detail. His posters on the wall, his books on the shelf, his clothes on the floor, even his Nintendo 64 on his desk. He walks around the room in disbelief until he hears voices coming from outside. He looks out of his window and sees his family members in their living room. His dad reading a newspaper on the couch, his mom knitting on her chair, his sister playing with her dolls on the floor, even their dog sleeping by their feet. He feels tears welling up in his eyes as he realizes that this is how things were before everything changed. He wants to go out there and hug them all. But then he remembers that this is not real. This is just a simulation created by his software based on data from photos or videos or memories stored somewhere online or offline. He notices something else on his teenage desk, an NES with the original Super Mario Bros. Cartridge inserted into it. He feels curious again and decides to play one last game within a game within a game. He starts up Super Mario Bros. And sees the familiar pixelated graphics and hears the catchy chiptune music. He controls Mario through various levels until he reaches one that surprises him, World 4-3, Mushroom Kingdom Castle. He enters the castle and sees a princess waiting for him at the end of the hall, in a bedroom that looked like it is out of the 1960s. He bursts into the room to the princess. But she doesn't look like Princess Peach. She looks like his mom. She has her hair, her eyes, her smile, even her dress. He realizes that he is standing now in her childhood room. She runs towards him and hugs him warmly. She said,
"Sweet little Billy, my dear boy, I'm so proud of you. Come on with me, my dear,"
she says as she takes his hand. They walk out of her bedroom door into another world, sunny skies above them, green grass below them, birds singing, flowers blooming, people laughing, children playing, cars honking, music playing. They walk towards a great big beach on Lake Michigan where they see their family waiting for them. Dad grilling burgers, Grandma knitting sweaters, Grandpa reading newspapers, cousins running around. They join them happily as they sit down at a picnic table full of delicious food. Hot dogs, fries, soda pop, ice cream. Bill and his mom wade out into Lake Michigan as the moon rises out over the waves, impossible, huge, and impossibly beautiful. And Bill knew he could come back anytime he needed. It's the end. That's all I've got for you tonight, my humans. Life is spooky and strange and beautiful. Hope you all have a great week. See ya.
Spooky, spooky, artificial. artificial intelligence story time. It is so super duper spooky. The fire is up, stars are sparkling. There's a word processing computer in the graveyard. Yep, face your fears, face truth. The future is upon us. Yep, it's a spooky story.